Okay, Christina, before we go any further, it might be a good idea that we explore the Excel interface a little bit more.
Okay, that would be great.
Let's take a look at a few things here. First of all, we talked earlier about the fact that we now have ribbons. And of course, you have the home ribbon, the insert ribbon, page layout, and so forth. And just go in and click on, for example, you're there at View, click on the View ribbon. Notice that you now have buttons that represent the items you could do previously in the menu bars in 03 and earlier versions of Office.
Wow, I really like that.
Yeah, it really makes it a lot easier. It's a little more intuitive. You just think about, okay, what do I want to do? I want to do something with formulas. So you go click on the Formulas ribbon, the Formulas tab, and now here's all the formula information. And this is actually one of the better areas, I think, because the formulas are outlined by the category of formula. But we'll look at those a little bit later.
Okay.
Let's go back to the Home ribbon, the Home tab. And I want you to notice that you have groupings on the ribbon. So the first grouping has to do with our cut and copy and paste. The next grouping is, there's font, and it has to do with our formatting. And then we have alignment and so forth.
Now what are these little squares?
Right, and you'll notice, now those are on the font, the alignment, numbers. The clipboard has it too, but over here on styles and cells and editing, we don't have that little square, do we?
No, it's gone.
What that square tells us is there's a little bit more. You remember the ellipsis we talked about earlier that says there's more to come? Well, that's telling you if you click this, there's more information. And you're going to get the dialog box you're accustomed to. So go back to the font one. Let's click on it. And do you recognize this?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to pop up something that you're very familiar with if you've been using Excel in previous versions. And then you can just cancel that and it will go away. So anytime you see one of those little squares, it just tells you can pop up the dialog box.
Okay, so each of these groups on the tabs are separated and they have by a line, and they have the name down at the bottom.
Right.
And if they have more information, it'll give us a little box in the bottom right-hand corner. And if they don't, then it won't.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
That's exactly what happens. Now, some of the tools that we used in the past are now stored in the File ribbon or File tab.
Okay.
We call that the Backstage View. And you'll notice your Save As, your Open and Close are right here. So those items that were right up on the toolbar in 03 are now over here. In 07, do you know where they were?
I believe that there wasn't there a button?
Yes, we had a Microsoft Office button that was in the top left corner. They did away with that button and created Backstage View, and this is everything that has to do with manipulating the file.
Okay, this is great, but I do these things a lot. Is there a way that I could just quickly get to this?
You know what? They figured that out.
Okay.
So let's go back to the Home ribbon. So we're back to our normal view. This is typically where I work from. I tend to use this ribbon more than any of the others. Notice right above the Home ribbon, you have a Save button. And you have an Undo button. This is what we call the Quick Access Toolbar.
Okay.
You can actually add the Open and the New button here. Notice there's a drop-down arrow to the right.
This guy right here?
And if you click that, these are the buttons that are automatically available to you. So go on and click on New.
Yeah, that's
and
a
let's
good
go
one.
back and get Open.
Oh, yeah, I use those too a lot.
Yeah, I use those a lot. So you can add various ones that you want to add to the Quick Access Toolbar. Also with our ribbons, there are what we call contextual ribbons that only show up when we have specific things occurring within our file.
Okay.
So now that we have the Open button up there, let's go open up a file that I put together.
Okay.
And it's going to be in Documents over there on the left. And it's called Tire Production.
Oh, okay, this one right here.
Right. Okay. I put this out here because I wanted to show you the contextual tab for pictures.
Okay.
So if you click on the picture of the tires, notice that up on your ribbons you now have a Picture Tools, and if you notice it says Format there, click on Format, and now we have another ribbon that only appears when you have a picture selected. One of the neat things about the ribbons is that they have a preview, or they call it a live gallery, available to you, so you can see some of the edits you're considering before you apply them. So notice you have these different picture styles. Go over to that round one over to the right.
Oh, wow, it changes as
Right, it changes.
hover over these.
Now, until you select, it won't change it officially, but you can preview.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that's available to you. And go on and click out into the spreadsheet somewhere below the numbers. Okay, let's look at another type of preview. If you go over to your page layout, we have a new area here. Do you notice something that we possibly not dealt with in the past?
Themes, maybe?
Themes. It's been around, but it's been enhanced.
Okay.
And let's look at the fonts. Now, this is similar to that picture area where you hovered over the different styles. Just move your mouse down and notice the text.
Oh, things are changing.
Themes have certain fonts built into them. It usually has a header font and a body font built in. And then there are other themes that have colors and various other changes that are related to formatting added to them. So you can create an overall look to your files.
I like that live preview. That's neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, now that we've looked at the ribbons and the Quick Access Toolbar and the Backstage View, in the next section we're going to look at the status bar.